When you hear what I've got to say, I'm sure you won't be able to turn your head away.
Another episode of The Concrete, episode 13. Another special guest we have today. No More BS Brand CEO, Bria Shelton. Come on. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Alright. So, if the people don't know you and I didn't do your introduction the best, what would you like? Let the people know what you want. Like, let the people know about yourself.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Bria, also known as Bria Chelsea or Bria or No More BS. So this is my brand, and you guys will be hearing more about it throughout the interview.
Okay. All right. So every episode, I like to start off with an icebreaker. Being as you have yours is somewhat about fashion. Like if you can go back to any time, if you had a time machine, where would you go back and visit?
I think I would go back to, I think it was like the 80s and the early 2000s. I think that's when I would go back. Because the 80s, I feel like they really thought about their looks. Like they put a lot of thought into it. Mm-hmm. And then the early 2000s, it was really more like a vibe. Like everybody was more chill and relaxed. Like the 80s was about being flashy. Gold chains, Adidas tracksuits, all of that stuff. And then early 2000s, it was more like everybody chilling, oversized t-shirts. Girls really didn't wear makeup.
Right.
They let their natural beauty shine. And then Air Force Ones, that was a big thing. It was like in the early 2000s, you really didn't have to have a whole lot of money to look fly.
Right.
But in the 80s, you needed a couple dollars to have a decent.
Yeah,
like
decent,
chains and stuff like that. Yeah,
decent,
like to look the part.
Yeah, good lay. I definitely understand that. And as far as like where you from, your upbringing, family oriented?
I am definitely family oriented. I am from Chester, Pennsylvania, born and raised all throughout my life. I graduated from Newcastle though, from William Penn. So I lived in Delaware just for a portion of my life, only for a couple years for high school. Then I went to college. But yeah, I'm born Chester, PA, but I have family all over.
Okay.
And I'm definitely family oriented.
Okay. So growing up, who inspired you?
As far as fashion?
Yeah, like fashion, your whole aura. Like who inspired you to be the type of person you are today? Like if it was somebody in your family or it was somebody like famous, who would it be?
I would so family-wise, it was definitely my mom. Okay. Like, my mom, hands down, even now, she just always instilled in us, when you go out, you're a representation of me. I always make sure you look your part because you only get a first impression once.
Right.
So, as far as fashion-wise, oh my gosh, Rihanna, that's my baby. And then Tiana Taylor.
Okay.
I love Tiana Taylor. Everything that she does is so effortless. Like I feel like if I was a famous person, that would be me.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel that. So as far as your dreams growing up, what was your dreams growing up? Like, cause this brand wasn't your dream all your life. What was your dreams growing up?
Growing up, I've always been an overthinker. Like I overthink everything. So growing up, it was never just like one thing that I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. It was always I wanted to. What did I want? Oh, I wanted to be a choreographer. I wanted to have my own dance studio. I wanted to be a dentist. I wanted to be a chef. I remember I was about to enroll in culinary arts school because I love to cook. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just wanted to do. I wanted to be a professional ballerina because I took dance lessons. Like I was just all over the place.
Right.
However, which goes back into my brand, when I was younger, I really wasn't very confident in like who I was and my abilities. So I let other people's opinions and things like that steer me into doing something else. So I ended up going to school for social work, which is like the complete opposite, but that is another part of me. Like I really enjoy like helping people and stuff like that. And the main reason why I didn't go into fashion design and stuff like that is because people would tell me, oh, you're not going to make any money in it.
Right.
So that's why I ended up going to school for social work. But I love it. But if I could go back, I would definitely go back for art and design.
So as far as like to create a brand, you have to have some type insight or some type love for it. So growing up, like what was your favorite brands growing up? Because I know for me, it was probably like Nike, Reebok, stuff like that, because I played sports and stuff like that. But for you, being a woman, like what was your favorite brands growing up?
My favorite brands growing up were Baby Fat, Rockaware. I had Rockaware everything. Ed Hardy. I had Ed Hardy everything. So Rockaware, Ed Hardy, Baby Fat. I remember when what is her name? The girls from Run's House, Angela Simmons. Remember when they had pastries? I had a pair of pastries. I had a pair of G units. I just liked everything. So anything that looked good, I was on it.
Okay. Now we're coming to No More BS brand. What does No More BS brand mean to you?
So, No More BS means to me, I'm going to talk to them real quick. So, No More BS, basically what it signifies is no more sleeping on yourself. Basically tapping into your potential and doing everything that you want to do and stop being scared. It's about being scared but still doing stuff anyway, because when you're stagnant and when you're complacent, nothing grows from that. So it's all about just bettering yourself and being the person that you want to be. So, of course, when you hear no more BS, you think of no more bullshit and stuff like that. But, of course, it's an eye grabber because you want something to grab the audience's attention and your consumer's attention. So when you first hear it, it's like no more BS, and you think that it's something negative, but the whole time it's something positive. Right. So that's the whole thing behind the brand, is to turn something negative, like your negative thoughts, negative energy, negative vibes. So no more bad vibes, no more bad spirits, no more doubting yourself, no more sleeping on your talents, like all of that. Right. Like all of that ties into no more BS.
Right. So as far as like when was it created though? What made, like you saying what made you create it, but when was it officially created? Like officially, all right, I'm gonna take this thing to the next level.
I officially launched February 1st. And before that, it was a minute. Like I've been said that I wanted to start something, but then I was sleeping on myself, showing BS, basically, BSing around. And then I finally put the pedal to the metal, and then I launched February 1st of 2021. So I've been rocking out for a couple months now, so it's still a journey.
Right. And with anything you do, a leap of faith, especially when you have your own confidence in it and you know what you want. Anything is a leap of faith. So, what are the types of merch and stuff like that No More BS brand has?
So currently, as you can see, I have my hats. So I have a line of snapback caps. These are the 6-panel caps that I have on currently, and then the other ones are trucker hats for the summer. They're more breathable when you go to carnivals, amusement parks, that type of thing, so your head don't be as sweaty. But for the most part, I have these ones, and then we also have a line of t-shirts coming out. This one is our unisex one. It says No More BS, and then on the back it has what No More BS stands for.
Okay.
So each shirt is customized individually. But we have a couple other things in the works in the future.
Okay. And where could we go find your merchandise? Like, where could we go find this No More BS brand? Where is it at?
So you can go online to my Instagram, no.morebs_, and when you click on the link in the bio, it takes you to the website and you can purchase there.
Oh, okay. And how is it with the whole process? Like, you doing this by yourself. Like, how is it? Because with anything, it's a learning experience. But what are the things that you're learning from it? Like, as far as like with your brand, when you're doing it, you learn stuff about yourself. You learn stuff about business. You learn stuff about everything. Like, so what do you think you learned so far?
Yeah. So far, I've learned that you have to be your own cheerleader, even when nobody else is cheering you on. Even the days when you don't sell anything, the days when production goes wrong and stuff like that. You have to be able to plan. You have to be able to think on your feet. And you also have to be good at time management and strategizing. That's the main thing. But the thing that is the most important is not giving up, because it's been a couple of times where I said I don't want to do this anymore because I haven't sold anything all week, and then it gets one customer. All it takes is one customer to just purchase something, or for me to just go on Pinterest or something and get an idea,
right,
and then it's like sparked all over again. Right. So the main thing is not giving up.
Right. And I could say one thing about anything, like, you gotta learn how to improvise. That's all. Like, it don't have to be perfect, you know. But if you know how to improvise through everything, right, through the good and the bad, you should be fine.
Right. That was the main reason why I didn't start from the beginning, was because I wanted everything to be perfect. Yeah. Like, I'm not starting yet because I don't have this. I'm not starting yet because I didn't complete this. But yeah.
So, what is your ideal customer? How do you speak to your market? Like, who are these people that these hats are for?
So my hats are unisex, and they're for anybody that wants to look stylish, but also living a lifestyle of not sleeping on themselves and living into their truth and their potential. That's my ideal customer. So There's no age. My grandma even has a couple of hats, and of course when they first see it, it's like, no more BS, I'm not wearing this. But then when I explain it, they're like, oh yeah. And then once I explain it, once they make a purchase and then somebody else is interested in it, then they pass it along about the meaning of no more BS.
Okay. And what would you say, like, the difference, what stands out about No More BS other than all the other hat brands? Because you're a person that like to wear hats, so like, what do you think stands out about your hats compared to all the other hats?
I feel like my hats stand out because it's a story behind it and it's mine.
Right.
Like, I put my heart and soul into every single hat. Right. And then when I see my hats against other people, I'm just like, it's no competition. Right. Because mine is the best one because it's mine.
Right. And it got message behind it.
Right. It got a message behind it, and they lit. Like, just look at it.
Right. So as far as like, you just said, like, I know if you could, it'd be Tiana Taylor or Rihanna, but outside of them, if you could get any famous person to wear your hat right now, who would it be and why?
I have a couple of people in mind. Let me see. Like you say, I have to say my girl Tiana Taylor. I'm gonna keep saying her. Like, until my hat is on, or apparel is on Tiana Taylor, I have not made it yet. When my merch is on Tiana Taylor, I will pass out. I will probably bawl my eyes out.
Oh, all right. So that's the number one you're going to.
That's my number one, and then I have a couple of other ones. Tusi. Okay. I love Tusi, and I love his music, and he always wears hats. So I would love to see Tusi in my hats. I would love to see. What is my girl's name? Come on, don't do that to me. What is their name? Tierra Whack.
Okay.
Yes, Tierra Whack. So, like, all the people that I listen to or whatever are considered like not the usual people that you listen to.
Right.
But like Tierra Whack, Tusi, Wallow.
Okay.
Like Wallow. I would want to put him in a couple of hats.
Okay.
I have a couple of people, and I have a couple of like local people and YouTubers that I want to send my merch to.
Okay. So, like, starting a brand, just like we said, it's not easy. But we know, like, it's like this not about to be the last brand created, and there's kids out here that look up and see you create a brand, like, see your process and how you doing it. What would you tell them if they wanted to start a clothing brand or a hat brand? Like, what would you tell them?
Do it. Like, if you think that you want to do it, or if you have an idea, just do it. Do it, because when somebody else come along with the same idea as you or something similar, you're gonna be like, dang, why didn't I just do it? Do it. If you mess up, it's not a fail, because when you fail, you already have a negative mindset. You start something and it doesn't go as planned, that just means that you already have the knowledge to not do that again in your next plan. So gather yourself, do what you gotta do, learn your lesson from the first time, and then just start over again.
That's what's up. That's definitely true. Everything you just said there. And I want to thank you for coming on the 13th episode of The Concrete.
Thank you.
Bria. I also want to thank everybody for tuning in. Make sure you go comment, like, and subscribe. Love y'all. Appreciate it.
Cop up.